Hey guys, this video is about physical changes that matter will go through. Alright, but first, what is a physical change? Okay, physical change is a change in a substance that does not involve a change in the identity of the substance. Okay, so for example, a couple things we could talk about is snapping a pencil in two. Alright, if you take the pencil, it's wood, graphite, gum eraser. All right, if you snap that pencil, there's no change to the wood. There is no change to the graphite. There is no change to the gum rubber. It is still a pencil. The matter has not morphed into something new. Okay, like also tearing a piece of paper in half. Okay, you start out with paper, which is cellulose, and it's bleached. All right, now if you rip that paper in half, you now have two pieces, but you're not changing the identity of the paper. It's still the same. Okay, so a physical change is just stating it does not change in the identity. Okay, because we're going to talk about chemical changes down the road. They're a lot different. Okay, now the composition stays the same. Okay, which is the atoms that make up the substance are not removed, rearranged, or destroyed in any way. So the atoms that make up that pencil are still in the same shape as they were before you snapped it in two. And the same thing with the paper. The atoms are still in the same arrangement before you ripped it into two. The atoms are not removed, rearranged, or destroyed in any way whatsoever. Okay? So the composition is what makes up the substance. Okay? Now let's look at water here. Water has a shape H2O. So does ice, and so does water vapor. They all have the same look. Okay? So the composition of water of the water molecule is unaffected when it changes. Okay? When ice, okay, melts to water. Okay? It's a physical change because the molecule is still the same. So when it goes from ice to water, it melts. All right? It's still the same. And when you take water and heat it up more to make water vapor, and it's basically steam, it's still H2O. That's a physical change. The composition has not been altered whatsoever. It's still H2O, still H2O, still H2O when you go from ice to water vapor. Okay, so it's unaffected. This molecule is the same. In chemical changes down the road, the molecule will be altered. Now there's two types of physical changes, reversible and irreversible. Reversible changes include boil, freeze, melt, and condense. Irreversible changes are break, split, grind, cut, and crush. So irreversible changes are where you cannot put it back together, like snapping that pencil in two. You broke it. You can't put it back together. When you rip the paper in half, you can't put it back together. It's irreversible. You have to tape it. It's not going to work. You can't put the fibers back together right. So breaking something, splitting something, grinding something, cutting and crushing are all irreversible. Okay? So I want to keep physical changes quite simple. And just remember, the atoms or the molecules that are inside a substance are unchanged after the physical change. They are still going to be the same elements. Okay? And that's it.